fucking absolutely fatherless behavior. Let me tell you what.
Listen, man, I may have just consumed a steak the size of my lever, but that is no reason to say that I'm a bastard. All right, Dennis?
Well, David, if I was referring it to you, I would have said it with love because you my homie. You up there, you know, but...
You are one of the only people who I know who could call me a bastard, and I would know that you mean it out of, like, genuine nothing but love. I would be like, privilege.
Because I would be like, oh, he's a magnificent bastard, ain't he? Like, it just sounds positive. It just sounds positive more than you just calling someone, oh, you.
Konnichiwa, you magnificent bastards. What it do, everybody? It's your boy.
Oh.
Alright, yeah. So, we can start with yours if you got a story to tell. Here on the Double D Experience, sometimes topics, sometimes stories, but always fatherless.
And always just doing some fatherless behavior. Because, guys, let me tell you something. If any of y'all live in Wayne, and if you've been to the Willowbrook Mall, and if you've already been there, don't go again.
I've actually never been there, so...
It is a shit mall. I've only had to go for certain occasions because I just had to buy shit. And this time around, though, typically, whenever I go to malls, I usually have an objective in mind. I already know what I'm going to get. I'm going to go grab it, get the fuck out of there. That's it. There's no waiting. Like, I'm literally just in and out.
Unless you're a teenager, you do not want to hang
exactly.
around
Now, David, now. Hold on to that thought. All right? Because I had seen some shit at that fucking mall. And it made me never want to go back there again. First thing that happened, there was a dude who was being recorded. His fucking boyfriend was recording him for, I guess, a YouTube video or something. I knew they were sucking each other off because they look fucking like they look like like honestly, like straight up. And so basically, you know what this guy did at the table? Jesus, I hope you don't even censor that fucking because I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is like I'm at a loss of words. I'm at a loss of words over here. Like I've literally never experienced this in my life.
Coming in hot today, dude. What the fuck did these guys do?
It's also this iced coffee. It's been fucking me up. Oh yeah, guys. By the way,
you're hungry. You did tell me.
And I'm hungry. Yeah, so I'm a little hangry at the moment. On top of the fact that I'm being driven by caffeine. So
okay, noted. I'll make sure you're well fed next time because you're coming in. Salty.
I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in.
It was 2.5 minutes and you already dropped the F slur.
Let me tell you something right now. Like, YouTube, forgive us. I'm sorry. Okay, this shit really did peeve me, algorithm gods. But let me tell you. So what this guy did, as his boyfriend was recording him for whatever, I guess, like YouTube, he had a Bluetooth speaker on the table. And guess what he decided to play off of that Bluetooth speaker? As I was literally like a chair away from him. He was like, I was on this side. He was like literally from the opposite end of the table. You want to know what he put on?
Well, judging by the way that you started this story, I mean, you came in hot and you said some shit that I know deep down you don't mean.
Bros.
So if we're talking about like true stereotypes of the homosexual type, what do they listen to? Megan Thee Stallion? Lady Gaga, maybe?
No.
No
music.
Twice.
No music.
Oh, it wasn't music.
No.
Did they put on a podcast?
It was a personality's ramblings. Starts with Harold Hate.
I still don't know who this is.
Andrew Tate.
What?
The dude literally on a Bluetooth speaker put on the ramblings of Andrew Tate at full volume, mind you. It literally pierced the din of the fucking food court. And I was not even giving this guy or his boyfriend any reaction off of their camera. But like, at the very least, in my mind... Oh, sorry, guys. I hit the mic there. If anything, in my mind, I was just kind of like... Is this guy... like, oh, like, you know, just this guy's for real, okay. And then I got up because I had just finished eating, so I was gonna just toss my shit out to the garbage. And you know, funny enough, Jen, she actually like she did. I don't think she knew who the fuck was on the Bluetooth speaker, but she just got annoyed because like this guy literally is being disruptive right now, like, and being a nuisance by putting his whatever the fuck like shit on his Bluetooth speaker, like on max volume. She found that even more annoying than anything else.
I need to know something real quick. So when you called these, when you said he was a
yes.
When you said that word, did you mean it? You didn't mean it literally, as in like the most flaming homosexuals I've ever seen.
He's just a fucking loser.
Oh, you meant
that definition.
You meant the dudes at my gym who, like, when I'm doing my sets, are constantly talking about like, you look so big, bro. I want to get like you. I want to get like you, bro. Oh my god, I love coming to the gym with you, man. Yeah, you're talking about those kinds. The guy like who looks like a really ripped version of me, who constantly pulls his shirt up and takes
these
like,
guys.
glasses. Okay, so I'm
these
actually
were kids. These were kids in high school with not a lick of muscle on them at all.
Okay, listen, I'm actually a lot happier that when you said that you were describing not actual homosexuals, but you were
fucking losers.
You were describing actual.
Yeah,
like the kind that like, you know, the South Park did like change the definition in the dictionary.
Yeah,
like, to change those
basically,
bikers.
yeah.
Okay.
These are that Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of a fucking.
No, because I was about to say, like, did this guy like touch you? I'm like, why do you suddenly have like such vitriol towards the homosexuals? Like, what the hell, dude?
Quite honestly, like, I knew, like, this guy was young. He was like obviously way younger than me, and definitely from like that whole like clout generation type shit.
He was from Tate's demographic, you know. It was
like
young...
the guy, you know, the thing was though, this guy who was recording him like had like a decent ass camera too, and I'm like, I mean, it's not really that important or anything, but I'm just kind of like,
yeah, those guys have money.
I'm sure, yeah, but
the guys who think like they're bottom.
Oh no,
of the
it's
barrel,
like, I know Andrew... that's not their money though. This is their fucking parents' money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's always
they're
like,
way too young to even buy that shit.
Fucking like rich ass people, you know, rich ass white kids is the ones who always like, you know, talk
like
about
rich ass white kids,
preach them, and then complain about how society is stacked against them, and that's why they, you know, can't get women or some shit.
The thing is, I don't even think they were like true fans of him or anything. It's just kind of like, you know, Andrew Tate's just like that volatile like personality that like obviously you put him on a Bluetooth speaker anywhere, like it's gonna like at least turn some heads and shit. But like, that's not even important. It's just like, you know, I had never like seen such like colossal in my life, and like it was quite honestly, maybe it's just also like because I'm old and like I see stuff like that, I just automatically think, yeah, you're cringe and also you're like just automatically that was like my two go-to words like for it. And another thing was that another thing that happened, there was nothing more to that story. I like, funny enough, Jen actually told me she like walked not only in the path of that like camera, she like walked and eclipsed that whole shot that he took as she like just was walking forward and then took a left. She like told me like I basically just ruined the shot because it's like, you know, fuck him. I'm like, I was laughing like the whole time because I was just kind of like, yeah, bro, I hope your shot got ruined.
Were they filming like a stupid TikTok or some shit?
But it wasn't even I don't even think it was a TikTok because like it was literally a full ass camera. I think they were just getting like maybe it was for TikTok. I don't know. Like I don't know how like they usually.
Well, it was clearly some type of like, you know, dumb little social experiment.
Yeah, exactly. Like a YouTube short or some shit.
Yeah. I watched a YouTube video on mine showed up today where like, I don't know, like this is a part of how like those kids are even created, like how people fall down the incel rabbit hole. I'm a grown ass man, so like I know how to think. So like I don't let like, you know, that kind of content sway me or like take me down.
It's like, dumb shit in the end too. It's meaningless.
Yeah, because like I've had like so much of that shit like show up on like my YouTube. I'm gonna pull up my YouTube right now. I'm gonna read you some of the stuff that.
Oh, you're gonna tell me your feed?
That literally even shows up on my home feed. Probably because I watched like one opinionated video or something, and now I have all this kind of shit that like just comes out now. Okay, I'm actually having a hard time finding any of it now.
Excuse me.
Great. Like right as I'm actually trying to prove a point. Oh, here's one. Here's one. Why dating today is nearly impossible. So, several variations of the same video saying, you know, like you know, the marketplace is terrible for dating. Like, young men are fucked because of this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I somehow fell down, like, the incel algorithm, and now YouTube is recommending me this shit. I'm serious.
I know,
like,
I know.
This is how these fucking young, stupid kids get corrupted.
But
it's
that's
because, like,
also
all this
just,
shit
like...
just starts getting sent to them.
And it's also unfortunate, because, like, that's how YouTube... Because, like, YouTube wants you to be on YouTube, like, for fucking hours on end. So, like, they just literally bombard you with, like, oh, hey, you really like this one thing? Or you watched it and to the last? Okay, here's, like, 10 more different things on the same topic.
One video I actually watched today that came up was this dude. It was like a PragerU video or something like that. It's this dude. He was walking around like UCLA, like in California, and asking people, if you can choose your gender, can you choose your race? He was basically trying to make a point that's saying, like, why is being transgender socially acceptable, but then when somebody tries to identify as a different race, which there are some crazy motherfuckers out there who have done that.
Yeah.
You know, there's people who... Ariana Grande very clearly wants to be black.
Trudeau really strives to be a black person. You never saw that old blackface of his?
And another perfect example, Mindy Kaling. Have you ever seen a woman who wishes she was white more than Mindy Kaling? She hates the fact that she's Indian, bro. She fucking hates it. Straight up. She fetishizes the shit out of white dudes, to the point where she even sexually harassed one and admitted it on Conan O'Brien accidentally. So yeah,
fatherless behavior, man.
Fatherless behavior. And listen, man, I used to work in a mall. I've seen some shit like that all the fucking time. I remember the Russian girl that I used to be friends with. We were just hugging once. And there was this teenager in a hoodie who literally was filming us, and he showed me and like had a devious grin on his face afterwards. Like he was live streaming us to his friends all of a sudden. And I got pissed. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why would you even do that? And he knows I can't do that because he knew I worked there too. Because otherwise I would have taken this kid's phone and I would have grabbed it and smashed it against the wall. Because this fucking little prick deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
fatherless behavior.
That's why the teenagers fucking come around, man. Like, this is what I'm saying. When you're an adult, you don't want to hang around in a mall. And so, what happened next, anyway, with these kids just blasting were they trying to, like, film people's reactions?
I think so, yeah. Because, like, funny enough, I did, like, kind of, like, didn't, like, actually look up, but, like, I, like, turned my eyes, like, left and right, and just to see, like, you know, like, did anyone actually, like... I was hoping no one would react at all, just so at least, like, we could ruin this fucker's, like, shot. Because I knew he was basically trying to get a reaction out of everybody, or anybody, really. And, like, few of, like, the really, like, younger-looking girls, like, they look like they were, like, in middle school, honestly. Or, like, oh my god, is he... oh my god, he's actually he's playing Andrew Tate, like, on Bluetooth? Wow, like...
you're so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
You're so bad. Stop it. Stop. You're so bad. I fucking hate that kind of types, man. It's like... Here we have the white man and Asian man podcast. Righteously furious about the youth coming out. It had to do with my topic that I had to talk about today as well. We're not done talking about this. I'm going to segue it later, but it just goes to show, like...
Also, by the way, there is another story that I have that I'm like, why? Basically, what happened...
did you eventually just leave? Like, what
I just left.
Yeah, what happened with the kid?
Yeah.
Like, while they were still filming their little stuff.
Yeah, like they...
listening to the Romanian sex trafficker, his ramblings...
So afterwards, we went around in the mall a little bit because like we're trying to like find some clothes for a wedding, and Jen went into Sephora for a bit, and I just waited outside because like I have no reason to be in there. And while I was out there, I was just kind of like leaning against like the store window. Like, you know how malls would be like with the big ass glass like kind of windows. So I was just kind of leaning back, and these two kids, one of them, like I think they were literally both boyfriends. One of them came up and they straight up was just kind of like, one of them was, he like asked me like, hey, sir, do you know where the food court is? And like, personally, I had like kind of no idea. Like I just didn't care. I just said like, yeah, it's over there, and he just walked the other way. And I'm just kind of like, wow, like I got punked by a fucking middle schooler. Like that's fucking crazy. And dude, bro, here's the thing. Like again, I'm gonna repeat it all. This is gonna be the episode. This is gonna be the title of the episode. It's gonna be called Fatherless Behavior, just straight up.
Well, I certainly can't use the other F word in the title, Dennis, so... Really making me work her for it this time, huh?
Hey, but I gave you another idea for an episode title, so... I think it's a great title. I think it is a great title.
No, that's good. It's perfect, because it correlates with my topic as well when we talk about it later.
I was about to even call it, like, either fatherless behavior or orphan behavior, because it just seems like there's
don't drag the orphans under the bus. It's a hard knock life, Dennis. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. But it's just like, again, there is no, like punchline to this or anything. It's like, it just kind of made me go, like, you know, I thought, like, okay, if your friend was, like, recording you or some shit, right? It's like, I guess, like, you know, I kind of get it or whatever. It's like, okay, you wanted, like, a reaction or something, but it's just kind of like, this is, like, literally playground shit. And then now I'm going to go and move on to one other thing that I've even noticed with malls in general. Funny enough, there is something that I even found out about GSP, probably one of Bergen County's most famous malls in history, honestly.
It's the longest standing one, too.
Yeah.
Among them, I
probably
think.
just most successful, too. Like, still
I
fucking...
think, yeah.
It's still better than American Dream.
I mean, America...
It don't force you to fucking park. It don't force you to pay to park.
And
still got that over it.
And are also billions of dollars in debt.
Yeah.
And also tried to cover up the fact that there was a shooting there.
So basically, let me move on to something about malls in general. And at least specifically, there's one little thing I learned about GSP. So me and my brother, we were there, going to AMC. We were going to watch Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
I was mad uncomfortable the last time I was there. There was so many, like, just
guards?
No, not even guards. Fucking, like, weird-ass teenagers who looked like if I looked at them wrong, they were going to get up in my face.
Hold on to that thought, because this has something to do with that. So me and my little bro, we went to go to AMC in the GSP to basically go watch Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. They just had their 40th anniversary, so they brought it back to the theaters. So we went to the food court for a little bit, and you know, I got him some, like, Chick-fil-A, and we were just eating for a little bit before the movie, because we weren't going to pay like $16 for fucking popcorn. It's fucking insane. But by the time we got there, like, we went down the escalators, and if anyone's here been to GSP, like, obviously you know where I'm talking about. When we went down the escalators, there was a fuck ton of security, like, everywhere. And legit, the first thing I thought was, oh my god, someone died here. Like, someone just fucking died. Or, like, there was, like, a shooting, like, 30 minutes before we came, and, like, all these fuckers are out here now.
Wouldn't be the first time I've seen both of those things happen in my tenure at malls.
So, my little brother is pretty fearless, and he is a lot more curious than I. So he actually went up to one of those security guards, and he just asked him, like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, it's like, "Hey, boss, like, why are like 50 of you out here right now?
What the fuck happened there, man?"
So I heard that Brian, my little brother, he actually he asked them, and he got told that recently there has been a new policy in place in GSP where
I heard about this.
They're forbidding kids below the age of 18. I don't, guys. If you know about this, or you know David as well, like if you want to correct me on it, go feel free.
Oh, I saw this on the fucking news, dude.
Yeah,
oh shit.
So they are forbidding kids, essentially 18 and younger, from forbidding them from being at the mall past a certain time. Just flat out, like you get the fuck out, essentially. Like, you know, by after a certain time, like basically almost like a curfew. And now after that, there is another policy in place where it's like kids, or I guess, you know, like whatever, kids like 21 or something, like you could only be in groups of 4 when you're at the mall. Something like that, yeah. And other policy I think is a bit similar. I'm not gonna really, like, it's not that important, because what I heard, the reason why they had to put this in place,
oh boy,
is because that there have been tons of fights at GSP between these little hoodlums, and so they just basically said enough is enough and just put this curfew in place. Now, personally for me, I don't know how well they could fucking enforce this, because, like, I mean, I guess you could just ID, like, all these kids out here, and, like, you know, I mean, kids could also just straight up, like, if they look old enough, it's like, I'm not 18. It's like, what are you gonna do then? I mean, I don't know how they're basically enforcing this, because it's like, that just seems like impossible, considering I know GSP don't have the manpower to go through the entire fucking mall over and over again to see, like, if there's any kids around. I mean, granted, like, I guess you could, like, some kids just look like they're fucking, like, below 18.
I looked
honestly.
like this when I was 18.
Except, I mean, me as well. I think I'm just, like, permanently old. I don't know, but people always call me young, which I always found so, like, fucking weird. I'm like, I don't feel young no more.
I trimmed my beard today, so, like, I know I look a little younger. But
you
like,
look
not.
good, though. Like, David's got, like, that close shave, like, thing. It looks
I trimmed
solid.
my beard down to stubble length.
Got that 5 o'clock shadow. You know
get that perfect, James Franco amount of facial hair on my face. Minus,
but just
again,
not
minus the fucking
you're not gonna groom. Just sure not to groom.
Minus the fucking 17-year-olds. Yeah, basically.
So now,
the only thing getting groomed is this beard, my friends. All right.
Going back to malls real quick, I fucking hate them. I honestly I've already hated malls since I was a kid, because I was always like, I think anyone could kind of relate. Like, we were always dragged there by our moms or dads, like, or mostly moms, I guess. Always dragged by our moms to, like, go there because, like, they wanted to go shopping, but they couldn't leave us home. So it's just like, okay, like, I have to drag your ass with me because, like, I can't leave you home. And we're just literally walking around for 3 fucking hours, just, like, seeing our moms, like, try shit on and whatever, while we're literally just sitting in the back, like, at the department store, just with our Game Boys, just passing the time and, like, hope to God that we're gonna leave fucking anytime this century. And now going there as an adult, and it's just now even compounded with this fatherless ass behavior that I've been seeing, like, at the malls lately. Like, I hate and detest being there any longer than, like, a fucking 30 minutes. Like, I have to go to GSP again this week because I still have to go and pick up some clothes for this wedding that I'm going to in New Orleans. And I told Jen, like, straight up, like, because she has to pick out a dress for the wedding. I told her straight up, pick what you want online, we pick it up, and we get the fuck out of there. I am not staying any longer than I have to over there. I'm not window shopping. I'm not. And, I mean, to be fair, I don't even like going to, like, any place that I have to get shit longer than I have to begin with. Like, if I have to go grocery shopping, I already know what the fuck I want. I get it and I leave. That's it. And it's very much the same sort of, like, kind of way of thinking that I put and kind of do with shopping in the mall in general. Because I think for the mall, it's just like, they made it so, like, I mean, this kind of is pretty obvious in my opinion. They made it so that they want you to stay.
You know how people say that Twitter is not a real place?
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
No, it's not.
But if there's ever a place where I feel like Twitter comes to life, it's at the mall.
It's at the mall. Yeah.
It's at the mall where, like, it feels like in Twitter, I've always, like, alluded, right? It's like, it feels like a summit. You know how they have, like, professional summits? Like, here's the climate summit where all the climatologists come. Like, here's the communication summit.
It's like that picture where the council gathers. Like, everyone's around that round table and everything.
Sort of like a convention center where, like, experts in a field all gather around, give their speeches, exchange ideas, and communicate. And clump, basically. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here. Just, like, mingle. Twitter is like a summit, except instead of everybody there being an expert in their field, literally everybody on it is a fucking moron.
Nobody knows what they're talking about.
No one knows what the fuck they're talking about. People get, like, pissed at, like, others' opinions. Like, people spend way too much time on it and then complaining about people who spend too much time on it, not realizing they're also the ones not fucking touching grass in the first place.
Or some bitches.
Or some bitches, yeah. And the mall is just where that shit comes to life. Full on. Dennis, I am the fucking soprano, alto, tenor, and bass right now. You are preaching to the whole ass choir. I ran a kiosk in the fucking heart of the American Dream Mall. The heart of it. I literally was in between 2 major sections of the mall, right in front of the entrance to the Nickelodeon Park.
Yep.
The degeneracy I have seen will make fucking Vietnam vets head spin.
It'll make parents wish they swallowed their kids.
I once had a couple try to unicorn me at my stand.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
They tried to fucking unicorn me at my kiosk. And if Mall Stories is the name of the game for what we're doing right here, you want me to one-up you, motherfucker? I'll got you. Alright, I'll do this. Alright? These motherfuckers tried to unicorn me at my kiosk, right? Here's what happened, right? Is this girl... kinda, clearly bi looking. She's got, like, that half, like, halfway to lesbianism haircut. Yeah, you need to calm down. And then we had the dude who looked like how do I say this? A cuck.
Yeah. Little beta.
He not. This isn't to toot myself up, but he did not.
You would have fucked his girlfriend right in front of you.
I was better looking than him. Let's just go with that. But the point is that they were together and they were happy. I saw a fuck ton of people. I saw a fuck ton of goofy ass guys with gorgeous women at that mall all the time. And it was one of the things that slowly made me realize, wow, women really do care about personality before looks. That's crazy. I think so, dude. I think.
No, I mean, sure, but it's just like, at least for these guys, it's kind of like.
Well, I think women are.
I don't really think it's for their personality.
Well, I just think women are attracted to guys based off that shit first, and then afterwards it's different. You know how men will see like a woman with nice breasts or whatever, and will be attracted to her, and then will want to date her before even knowing.
Yeah, but then after that, it's just like, okay, now it's a coin toss of whether or not is this big tittied girl a bitch or is she actually a sweetheart.
Exactly.
But it's the other way. I guess it's a bit of the other way around, like for girls. But it's just kind of like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the women are. I'm just saying they're attracted to guys in different ways than guys are attracted.
I don't know why.
Girls.
I hate dudes like that so much. Like I hate like I don't know. Like, I hate
what cucks?
No. Like not the one that I was mentioning before, but it was just like the one you were talking about. Like at least
so cucks.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like
yeah, I hate them too because it gives like it was a horn. I heard it too.
No, but I was hoping that it wasn't gonna be like Ay, coño!
I don't know if y'all heard that on the recording. The comedic timing on that was the comedic timing on that was very well done. That it right at the end of that silence, it fucking honked again. Salutations, sir.
Would you like to buy my elixir? Bro, I think like traveling salesmen would have been so much worse if they had cars. They just like honked the horn outside of people's towns. It's like, hey, check out my elixir.
I've literally done that job too, dude.
but you're like being a public nuisance at a fucking neighborhood. Like I would stone that dude immediately. Get the fuck off the street.
That's what I would have had to do if I stayed on with that company any longer than I did.
But
they were switching to sell phones. I was about to be a fucking door-to-door phone salesman, dude. Fuck that.
Oh no, yeah.
Are you kidding?
I don't know why like shit like that.
Are you gonna knock on the door like fucking? Hey, boss.
Maybe if you talk like Filthy Frank, you would have been pretty successful.
Hey, boss, hello there. I was hoping to talk to somebody about your car's extended warranty.
On you. Boom.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hey, boss. Boss, please. I have a commission, boss.
Oh, wait. Also, continue with what you were saying. Sorry.
So here's one of the many stories that I have at this fucking mall. There's a couple that tried to unicorn me at my kiosk once, and basically what happened is that I sold a toy called a Shishibo Cube. You bent it into a bunch of shapes and stuff, so part of my sales pitch that I probably still have memorized in here, I'll be like, oh, you can bend this thing into 70 different shapes, is what I was talking about. Not even able to get to the rest of the part of like how it's like magnetized and how you can stick them to each other, because this girl interrupts me with the boldness of 1,000 suns and says, you can bend me into over 70 shapes. Naturally, I started,
as a red-blooded male.
As a red-blooded male, I just went like, is that your man?
First thing I would have said is, where's the cameras? I would have been like, where's the cameras, bitch? Like,
I was almost
right now.
I was almost saying that myself because I literally was just awkwardly laughing. And I was like, is that your man? Like, what's up? She doesn't answer the question. Her man answers the question instead and says, would that matter? And in my mind, I said, oh, you're those people.
Oh, it's like, oh, yeah.
You're the ones who take the keys. You put your key
and put it in the jar.
The jar, like in the Grinch movie, and take home whoever's there at the end of the night. Oh.
I would have been so unceremonious. Like, oh, you're a cock. Oh.
Listen, I would have done that. And now I would have done the same thing in my mature state. Back then, I still had not fucked for quite some time.
Were you tempted by this
was down.
saucy minx?
I was down. But here's the thing. I think they punked out. Because they, like, I said it as sort of they were walking away, and, like, the girl kind of started, like, laughing about it, like, awkwardly and shit.
Mm.
And before I could get her number or anything, they literally both started walking away and laughing. It's like, they were sort of feeling the grounds for whatever was going on in their relationship, and be like, yeah, that tall fuck at the stand. Him, he's like 6'5" and white. I like that. So let's go in. And dude, again, I was down. Like, it'd been a long ass time for me. You want me to fuck your girl in front of you, bro? I'll do it. Alright? Just don't eat your fucking Doritos too loud. And if you have Dorito fingers, do not come anywhere near me. Like, my ass is gonna be, like, hanging out, like,
yeah, like,
circularly.
my ass is off limits to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of, like, venereal sexual disease that has not been, like, recorded yet by scientists of getting, you know, Dorito dust in your asshole. And that's not even the craziest story I even fucking have at that goddamn place. The degeneracy I've seen, the amount of times people tried to steal shit from me, I had to be like a minor security guard at my stand. I literally had to be a fucking minor security guard because of how often kids tried to steal shit. Not to mention the kids who, like, got away with it and they thought I had no idea. That too. And then another time when one, like, broke a toy that was already broken, then his father told me, like, viscerally, like, how he was gonna beat his kid once they left the mall.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which was also horrible to listen to. And my favorite of all my stories at that mall, the fact that I once had to run for my life from that place. And I tweeted about it, letting my family and friends know I was safe. There was a shooting at that mall once. Isolated incident about gambling in the parking lot. And I heard the shots straight up. Like, a dude casually walked in, like, in front of me and said, like, and the dude was so calm. He was just walking as if he was, like, fucking window shopping still. And this was the guy who told me that there were people shooting. Like, this is, like, certified, this is America moment. And, so he just said, like, yo, you better leave, they're shooting. I'm like, wait, what? And so then I just turned in the other direction, and I heard the shots, and I saw people, like, either running or just emptying the space next to me. And I said, oh. And then I just, yeah, exactly. And then I just fucking Looney Tunes bolted. And I wasn't even scared in the moment. It was literally just, I was scared later a little bit, but it was pure fight or flight in the moment. Like, my body took over. I left all my shit. My legs started, like, running on their own. Straight up. It was, like, pure actual fight or flight. Like, euphoric fight or flight. Like, to the point where, like, my brain was in a different state. And my body ached for, like, a week after that from, like, the fucking hormone stress and shit. And, like, just the trauma stress, I should say. So, after waiting for my dad to come get me in the rain and shit and coming to take me home, I remember coming into work the next day, which they were lucky as fucking fuck that I even fucking did in the first place. And, there was no increased security like they said there was gonna be. Or anything. Mall was, like, dead empty. And I literally told him, if there isn't more security, I'm leaving in an hour. And then my boss came up to me. She's like, what's the problem? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean what's the fucking problem? Like, you literally said, like, there was gonna be more security here and there isn't.
Ain't nobody here.
Oh, and by the way, at the time, they never caught the dude. They didn't catch him for, like, fucking weeks later, like a month later or some shit. So we didn't even know where the fuck he was.
NJPD,
by the way.
Hard at work, I see.
Well, they got him later.
They should have got him right then and there.
I mean, the guy got away. I don't know what the fuck. Whatever. And point is, like, here's the thing, right? The reason I'm bringing all this up as a story is because I tweeted later that night when it happened. I tweeted later that night saying there was a shooting at the American Dream Mall. I am safe. Just wanted you all to know I was safe because obviously that shit was going to be on the news and stuff. And naturally, as a tweet like that trends to go around. Like, all my friends liked it, and they were like, holy shit, dude, we're so glad you're safe. Blah, 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 all this stuff that you see on Twitter, right? And it became, I guess, one of the more liked tweets about the incident on the platform. Because there was a bunch of funny tweets about it. Like, there would be a shooting at a mall called the American Dream. Blah, blah, blah. All this shit. Mine got a lot of likes, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened is my boss literally came to me. Doesn't ask if I'm okay. You know, I mean, she asked if I was okay the day before, but, like, doesn't ask, if, like, what's going on, or she's like, why do you want to leave, blah, 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 all this shit. And then, after we're already having a very heated, like very angry conversation about that, she has the audacity to tell me, you have to delete that tweet. So I said, what? Like, you have to delete that tweet. And I'm like, okay, why? And she said, well, when you started working here,
Blah,
you
blah,
all
blah,
signed
blah.
an NDA of, like, to not post about the place or tweet negatively about the place. We literally all had to sign an NDA before we worked there to not post negatively about the American Dream Mall. I'm being straight up. And, yeah. So what happened is I told her to go fuck herself because I told her, like, I didn't tweet negatively about the place.
Place got shot up. I just said I was there.
There was a fucking shooting here. That's what happened. Their whole goal, and they were like trying to delete like and suppress tweets on Twitter about it too. They were literally trying to pretend it didn't fucking happen. It was on the fucking news, you stupid cocks! Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You were so much more concerned with the image of your mall and its apparent shit security rather than just making sure your employees were safe. And they did that bullshit where they have like a counselor come in, you could talk to them for like 2 minutes and you gotta fuck off before they let the next one in. And obviously they had like Dunkin' Donuts. We'll be buying you Dunkin' Donuts as well the next day. All that performative bullshit that like HR and shit does, right? So I told her to go fuck herself, right? Because what happened is I said, okay, verbatim, what is gonna happen to me if I don't delete that tweet? And she said, oh, I don't know, I'm literally just, like, relaying to you, like, what HR told me to tell you. And that doesn't surprise me, because my boss, for the most part, seemed pretty cool. Like, I was surprised it was coming from her. I knew it was coming from HR, you know, like how human resources are.
She was their mouthpiece, essentially.
Exactly, so, like, they couldn't put faces to the name. So what happened is, like, she said, oh, I don't know, I have to talk to HR first. I'm like, all right, cool, so you go talk to HR first, you come back to me, tell me what they say, and then I'll tell you if I'm gonna delete the fucking tweet or not. She walks away, tails between her legs, comes back like an hour later, sometime or whatever, and she's like again, like a sad puppy, tail between her legs, and it's like, okay. So, turns out we can't tell you to delete that tweet. I'm like, oh!
Stupid.
Oh, really? Wow, what do you know about that? Thank you. That's pretty great. And the conversation pretty much died off right after that. And that was the day I started looking for another job. Oh, and also, not to mention, fights broke out at that mall pretty much every single week, too. The amount of, like, fucking
Just like
domestic
GSP.
violence. I've seen dudes fucking slap the shit out of their girls and shit, like, in front of their kids and everything. I've seen, like, World Star, like, scenarios, hair being dragged. To the point where me and my coworkers were fucking laughing about it afterwards. And also even during, like, I remember my manager literally had to, like, call security, like, on these people once, because they were literally throwing each other, dragging hair, like, towards the end of the night and shit. And then she just sort of, like, ducked behind one of the kiosks and just started laughing. And I did too. I just joined her. I started laughing as well because I was like, holy shit. The fucking degeneracy that I saw at that place on a daily fucking basis. I did not feel safe at that mall at all. It boosted my anxiety so hard working at that place. It's one of the plethora of reasons that I fucking left there. Not to mention the fact that, you know, obviously they're in crippling debt and, you know, make horrible decisions.
Place is going
more and more in debt. And also, not to mention the fact they also took taxpayer money to fund the fucking place. God, I cannot wait for that mall to be gone. I mean, I do, but, like, at the same time, like, I know nothing's gonna happen bad to the people who own it. Like, I know it's just gonna put a bunch of people out of work. Fucking hell. Yeah, point is that, like, you know, even with online shopping as well, online shopping is, like, you know, making it easier to shop from home, and yeah, you know, you contribute to Amazon, whatever, but, like, there's another reason. It's because fucking degenerates go to malls, dude. People don't fucking feel safe there anymore. They literally had to enact that curfew at the GSP because of the amount of fucking degeneracy that happens there. And then there's TikTok cloud as well that, like, you know, gets in the young kids' minds and they do stupid shit for TikTok or they'll do weird stuff to strangers or whatever and they flip out on them. There was a critical video recently of, like, the UK, like, some kids who literally just invaded a McDonald's and, like, went into the back room and, like, boarded themselves in the freezer and stuff, filming themselves, making dumb little noises. And it's because they're kids. They know that you can't fucking hit them. Otherwise, like, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Among many other things. It's like, this is what happens when you let kids get raised by the internet. And it's another plethora of reasons that I don't think that kids should be allowed on social media. And I'm very happy. That is an opinion I've held for a very long time, and it's becoming more prevalent. I've seen a lot more people say that.
I agree too, yeah.
Question is, how the fuck do you enforce that? You kinda can't.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like enforcing, like, you know, a limit on, like, Pornhub or whatever. Yes, I am, in fact, over the age of 18 years old. Thank you, Pornhub, for that enter warning. I will not click enter to enter your website because I am, in fact, under the age of 18.
So then let me ask you then, who or what is to blame for, let's say, this behavior? Is it solely, let's say, social media?
No.
Is it due to parents being basically absent when it comes to this shit? Or maybe, okay, yeah, I mean, you know, I do agree as well. Like, I think
also both.
I think really it is like a combination of both. Because it's like, the environment that they're living and growing up in now is so just like TikToks and shorts and just even like social media in general. Like that is
TikTok
their world.
trends as well, by the way.
That is
there was literally a TikTok trend recently. It was called like the Kia Snatch or whatever. It was literally stealing cars. Straight up. It was literally a trend where you stole cars.
That is their world now. And like at least coming from at least anyone growing up from around like our age, like around the 90s, like kind of, you know, like that whole like generation. When social media came out for us, it was very much like kind of, it was almost sort of like kind of a nice thing in a way. Like it was nowhere near like the shithole that it is today on all platforms really. Like I don't know, it was so like not like the most positive fucking place in the world, but at the very least, it was like kind of nice. It was like new for us. It was new ground. Like obviously, we had no idea where the fuck this was gonna go. If I had known that this was the direction that it was gonna go, like fucking, at least like what I think at that point it was like maybe like 21 years from now, like 21 years from there, like when Facebook just started to become like, you know, kind of off the ground at that point. Like if I had known that that was the direction that we were gonna go, like I probably would have never like went on these fucking platforms to begin with.
When social media was basically an online phone book, when it was actually about networking with your friends, making it easier to connect with each other, making it easier to like set up dates and invitations for parties and stuff like that. It was literally just a new revolutionary way to avoid the old archaic ways of sending out letters individually, calling everybody
and
individually,
just improve
all that
connectivity
stuff.
with people.
Improving connectivity. When social media actually did what they all fucking claim they do and
Now,
bringing people closer.
It is a business. And
When it
things
became
turn a business, shit went down the fucking drain. As soon as they realized that we could commercialize the fucking shit out of this crap, they went fucking balls to the wall with making sure that, hey, remember all those like, who the fuck invites anybody on Facebook anymore? No one fucking does that shit. Now it's all about like basically them throwing these ads at you and just saying like, you know, oh, like you like that one thing? It's the same thing with YouTube, but like at least for Facebook, it's like, meanwhile, while you're looking, like, I don't even know anyone who actually, like, again, we're not on Facebook no more, but it's like, I can't even imagine anyone's actually going on people's photos and, like, actually, okay, well, like, how often do you go on? Not at all, I'm sure, right?
I mean, I don't use it regularly.
But you still have one.
Yeah, I just still have it for the fact that I can use, like, WhatsApp
that doesn't
and
matter.
Messenger and shit, you know?
Because it's like, you know, like, no one, like, at least back when we were young, at least no one at least that was our age back then right now is actually using Facebook for like what we kind of used it for. No one does that. Like it's just not that kind of platform anymore.
Well, it's part of why Facebook is like starting to slowly make that kind of resurgence, ironically enough. It's because what I was going to say is that like, you know, you pretty much you just said it, you took the words right out of my mouth. When it became commercialized, when it became how do we keep people on it? So to view our advertisers, how do we get them to be addicted to scrolling, which Twitter is literally designed to be as addictive as possible. TikTok, obviously, is designed to be as addicting as possible. Videos start by themselves. It's designed for it to never end so that when you're done, you'll pick it up again and then you'll watch that one last TikTok and then keep scrolling. It's like 1-800-GAMBLERS. It's literally designed to keep you on it as long as possible, to keep you down in that way. When it became, instead of like a network for you to network with your friends and keep in touch with your friends, and again, be an online phone book, when it became a popularity contest, when it became about who gets the funniest tweet off, who gets the most likes or whatever, when it became the most popular thing, that's who's the most popular person, that's when it started to actually become toxic. And that's what happens in these young kids' heads. They do this shit because they do it for attention. Whether it's attention that they're not getting from home, whether it's attention that they're not getting from someone that they like, or what have you. It's a way for them to sort of feel validated. Like, clout is such a fucking disease, man. And it's one of the multitudes of reasons I'm happy that Elon owns Twitter and is driving it into the ground. Because the app deserves to fail. Like, I saw so many people on my feed today complaining about shit that happened to, you know, Smash shit or whatever, or like, because the Smash community can't go a fucking day without having some sort of, you know, gay little online drama for people to do. And I'm like, y'all can touch grass, y'all can get off of it or whatever. And it's like, you just fucking, have you ever thought for a single second that maybe we don't have to use this thing as our hub? I've said it too many times on
this
this podcast.
It's not even towards Smash players either. I think this goes for like the general populace.
Yeah,
like, honestly, like
Twitter is a plague on society, dude. Like the medium is the message. It is starting to impact how we actually communicate in real life. You know what I mean? Like it. How do I say this? Like when you have an app with like a character limit, among other things, it encourages you to feed the algorithm, basically feed the beast, and just become the more popular person on it, and that impacts your actual behavior in real life. When a person can't differentiate those two things, that's how it like starts to spread. This is what I say when I mean the medium is the message. Social media can be good if we have a central hub for these kinds of things, but it can be one better than Twitter. We used to use Smash boards for that shit, where like, you know, people just could write like more long-winded posts, actually clarify what they mean, you know, instead of like people just jumping to conclusions and getting angry at something before you're just being the reactionary place that online is.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying all this and going off is because, like, Dennis, to answer your question, that is why these kids act like this. It's because they're not raised right from home, and instead
Fatherless
they
behavior.
all have access to this thing instead. This is what's raising them. Instead.
Not upbringing, but through a fucking phone. And it's also why, like, I'm even kind of, you know, and I said it before, like, they're already fucked, kind of, that generation, but thinking about, like, how, you know, let's say my kids are gonna grow up, like, let's say, you know, 50 years from now, like, I'm not having kids until, like, I'm 80. No, I'm kidding. but just imagining, like, you know, the world that they're gonna grow up in, my kids in the future, like, it's like I would be telling them, like, you know, shit wasn't like this, like, during my time. And, you know, obviously it's just kind of like maybe to them like boomer talk, but I think really like the bare minimum that you basically have to do as a parent at this time, like, you know, at this day and age, do not let your kids go on social media. Like, just don't. As I agree with David. Like, why would you ever throw them into that, like, fucking cesspool of garbage that, like, basically it has done nothing, in my opinion. And this is, again, maybe people may call us, like, fucking boomers for saying shit like this, but it's just like, we literally, me and David were kind of there when we saw social media kind of, like, as an experiment. Now the experiment is over, and the scientists, i.e. like the big social media companies, they now know which route they want to take this experiment, and they've already kind of like just they've already kind of shown the proof in the pudding that, like, if we want people to be staying on our platforms, we have to basically kind of like give them like the whole carrot on the stick situation, and just kind of like, hey, remember this thing? Hey, like, I know you already were staying on social media for like 3 hours, but hey, stay on for 3 hours longer, and just, like, you know, keep having your eyes glued to this stupid fucking screen, reading this stupid garbage that really is meaningless in your life. Like, it really doesn't mean anything, but hey, you're the fucking Oonga Boonga caveman that, like, just can't take their fucking eyes off the phone.
And please, while you're here, form your fully formed opinion on this very complex social issue that you just fucking learned exists.
And, you know, and now also go and proclaim how much of an expert you are, even though you've only read about this thing from 5 minutes ago. Please, by all means, tell us your highly Nobel laureate-ass educated opinion about this issue that probably goes over your fucking head. And even no matter how much, like, caffeine and fucking Adderall you take, you will not understand, like, the actual intricacies of this fucking problem. Because I guarantee you.
Because you're reading it on a platform with a character limit.
Yeah. Like,
it can't even explain it to you if it fucking wanted to.
I really just cannot, like, just... I'm very glad that I'm out of those platforms, like, just flat out. Like, I actually cannot stand being on, like, Reddit and Instagram any longer than I have to. Like, I view it the same way as I view going to the mall. I literally go there to check to see, like, oh, like, on some of the communities that I'm a part of. I don't even have an account. I just check to see if, like, hey, there's anyone talking about anything? Okay, no, and then I fucking bounce and I leave. Like, there's no reason. Personally, like, there is no reason to be on those platforms any longer than you have to, truthfully. I mean, for YouTube, it's a different beast, and I can't even be a hypocrite and say, like, oh, yeah, I'm not on YouTube for longer than, like, fucking an hour. No, like, I'm probably on YouTube.
I spend way too much time on YouTube.
And a lot of times, YouTube's also gotten to the point where, like, I ingest so much meaningless shit off of YouTube. Like the shorts alone already tells me that, like, okay, I am consuming, if I had to put it on a pie chart, I am probably consuming more garbage than something that I truly care about. Because truthfully, people will then even argue, and they may even say, like, oh, well, the algorithm thinks you care. Sure, fine. Like, and algorithms, like, are going to be made the way they are, and, like, obviously they're just going to go off of whatever you, like, you know, watched previously. But, and people will then even go on to say, like, it's a psychological thing where it's just like, hey, like, you know, you like this thing? How about more of these things that you kind of liked? Because, like, that's all they're going off of. And it kind of just forces you, hey, by the way, like, we know you like this thing. How about 10 more hours of this shit? And you ingesting, like, you know, this, injecting this fucking whatever you watched into your balls and just, like, kind of just sit there and waste away 10 hours watching it. And people may even argue, well, that's your fault. You can choose to stop. It's your choice. That's your choice. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's really half and half in the way that, like, for one, it's almost a little evil in a way where it's like
gambling.
And like the companies have, they've basically kind of crafted a system where it's like they basically take the blame off of their hands because it's just like, hey, we're just giving you what you want. That's it. And to be fair, that's what they're doing. And the other half of it is that, hey, this is still on you because you chose to sit there for 10 hours watching this crap, like, even though, like, you know, truthfully, there's really no reason for you to watch 10 hours of this shit.
Like, it is your choice at the end of the day, but that, what you're saying, it is your choice, but that does not mean it's not predatory.
Yeah.
You remember what I said at the beginning? I'm getting recommended incel shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's happening to, like, why? I didn't fucking click that. Like, why? Like, I clicked, like, probably some video that was, like, loosely related to it, and YouTube's like, you like that?
Yeah.
How about here's your video on why trans people don't exist? And all sorts of shit. Like, again, like that PragerU video that happened with that guy, like, walking around, like, doing that shit. It's like, not to mention the ideology that it exposes to these kids, which is another reason it shouldn't get there. This was my other topic for today, which, again, correlates completely with this. I also want to say this just so you guys know, like, I know I am a white dude with a podcast, and as a result, any and all women listening to this probably think I hate you. And I'm trying to own the libtards and shit like that or whatever. No, don't profile guys with podcasts like this. Dennis is a loving boyfriend. He's been in a relationship for like 6 fucking years.
But I do hate everyone equally.
Then he does hate everyone equally, and that's one of the things I admire.
If you deserve shit, I'm gonna give you shit, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, don't pretend your shit don't stink is also what I'm getting at. Like, I think most people, like, fucking literally love to think, like, oh, my shit don't stink. It's like, no, your shit fucking reeks. Okay? Your shit reeks more than you think.
That wasn't the point I was trying to make at all.
No, I'm just saying, that's
also true.
That's me defending myself.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking defending you too, brother. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, don't profile guys with podcasts, because I'm about to also say something that correlates to the other side of that political spectrum, I suppose, because as far as how, like, these, like, social media indoctrinate the youths nowadays, which, again, is what is easier to stop at the end of the day, banning them or like that, you know what I mean? With how, you know, the internet has became about making money and stuff, which is another reason we said fuck NFTs when they tried to make it solely about making money, but regardless, I'm going on.
Yeah.
I've seen holes in, like, the ideology in the world. Me and Dennis, we like to watch the world go by and talk about it on this stupid little show that we have. Everything burns.
It's not about money. It's about sending a tweet.
I mean, on the internet, it's about both.
I mean, yeah, honestly.
It's about money and it's about sending a message.
Everything burns.
Anyway, the reason I'm saying this because, like, one ideology that a lot of, like, young, pissed off guys, like, again, those guys at the mall that Dennis was talking about, who were blasting Andrew Tate, literally the epitome of the man that's purely analogous to a fucking tumor, essentially. Especially considering the fact that he also looks like one. and apparently had some. Apparently. I mean, that's a whole different story there. But, yeah. The reason I'm saying all this is because, like, the Mario movie. Is it woke or is it broke?
Oh.
I'll ask that question to you as a content creator. It's okay. We won't talk about it for too long. We got places to be.
And stuff to eat. I'm fucking hungry.
And stuff to eat. Again, I'm not spurring it. This is related to the topic. I'm not starting a whole new topic, Dennis.
Okay.
I have seen... There's so many, like, stupid fucking shitty little alt-right YouTubers who, again, those guys in the mall, Dennis's fucking friends were listening to. And Dennis's little friends in the mall that we're listening to, right? And who say, like, yes, we love the Mario movie, destroying woke Disney at the box office, $1 billion before it was even out in Japan, mind you. That movie actually might crack the top 10. You might have been right about that.
I told you, bro!
Alright, shut the fuck...
I'm never wrong.
Sometimes.
Except when I am. Which is not often. 1 out of 10.
I myself am also never wrong, except for when I am, which is quite often, actually. And, yeah, so basically, like, you have all these alt-right YouTubers praising the Mario movie just because it's destroyed Frozen 2. Yeah, anything that women like is so fucking woke. I hate this woke culture making my kids gay. Yeah, fuck all you, fuck Disney, fuck you, fuck. And, that's all well and good. But here's the thing, right? I've seen thumbnails from those very same YouTubers complaining that the Mario movie is woke because Peach does things in it. I shit you not. They're actually angry that Peach does things in this movie because they feel like it's indoctrinating little girls to feminism. The same movie that they're claiming is anti-woke because it's beating Disney movies. Like, what the fuck does that say? Is the woke boogeyman in the fucking room with you right now? Like, can you see it when you shut your eyes? Like, what's going on right now? Like, it goes to show, like, people literally fucking make up a thing to get angry at online and then base their whole fucking ideologies around it just to get people watching them. This is another byproduct of what happens when the internet becomes about clicks.
Manufactured outrage.
About attention. Exactly.
Manufactured outrage.
When it becomes about attention, which, again, is why I fucking hate Twitter so much, because it encourages that shit and therefore impacts our everyday behavior. I'm telling you, message to the Smash community as well as to the world. We stop using Twitter as our central hub of operations. Watch how shit improves. Dennis, you remember that guy? You remember that guy who posted that cringe Smash clip?
Yeah.
Of that guy? Days later, he got canceled.
For what?
Yeah, he, just some really cringe shit. He was dating, I thought it was, like, some Twitter police shit, because, like, his girlfriend was way younger than him, and then Twitter was, like, complaining about the power dynamics, this and that, and I thought it was just Twitter being Twitter, even though their relationship was cringe. He's, like, 28, and his girlfriend was 19, so, Yeah, and then it turned out he was, like, taking advantage of the fact that she was basically homeless. Like, she forced him to, like, suck his dick once when, like, he wasn't clean, and said, like, if you don't, and said, like, if you don't, I'm gonna kick you out. Said, if you don't, I'm gonna kick you out of the house, and shit like that. And that guy's girlfriend, or his fiance once, was, like, literally one of the most notorious predators the Smash community ever seen. Like, she literally was an actual, legit pedophile, like, fucked a child. So now there's no way in hell that he didn't even know about it, and shit. That same dude who posted that on Twitter just the other day. And you could say it's a good thing that, you know, like, when people get outed like that on Twitter, we remove people like that from online spaces or from them, you know, from the communities, as they fucking should be, because they're fucking creeps. But my question to you is, like, and I'm sure you know the answer to this, is that worth the byproduct of the damage that social media does? I think the answer is somewhere in the middle, Dennis. I think we just gotta do more for the kids. I think we got to do more for the kids in society just to, like, steer them away from that path. It's like, I feel like kids who are not even, like, being raised on the streets are being raised on the streets now because of social media. Like, everybody loves those stupid little World Star videos. Like, I think those videos are depressing as shit. And every now and again, they can be funny. Like, in, like, sort of a derogatory kind of way.
I was going to mention that too.
At the same time, they're funny because we're laughing at somebody else's expense. Because that shit's hilarious until it happens to you. It happened to Sarah J once. There's a video of her getting her fucking hair dragged into the ground and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
I bet she did not like it that time. Anyways, guys, I'll be here.
But I'm sure her buoyant fake tits cushioned her fall.
What about her ass? Is her ass also buoyant?
Her ass is real.
Her ass is real. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
She is getting there though. She's reaching the twilight years of her life, in my opinion.
I mean, I'll never forget when like that guy made that tweet saying she looked like Triple H. I mean it, dude. Like, Twitter cannot shut the fuck up about Sarah J. It's kind of insane how obsessed like those certain sects of like Twitter is with her. Because I know for a fact they're probably still jacking it to her, but like, you know, they're just ashamed of it for some reason.
But that's the thing. Like, she's just a trend. Like, as all things on the internet, it's all a trend. It's cool now until it isn't, and they're gonna move on. Like, remember August Ames?
Yeah.
Remember how no one said anything to like all the people that basically told her to kill herself because she didn't want to I think basically she didn't want to basically do a scene or work with like I guess an actor who was homosexual, right. And they like basically gay shamed her for it, and or homophobic shamed her for it, and it drove her to kill herself. Like, girl was like, I didn't fucking know her, like I don't really care like as her like for her, but I think her death like really, I don't know why it bothered me. Maybe it's because I did jack off to one scene of hers, but like at the very least, what really bothered me was just that like, how are you gonna basically pretend half of you didn't just tell this chick to kill herself and then just pretend as if it's like, oh, like, no one said a word about her death. Like, it just didn't seem like it was that big of a deal.
Other porn stars did, but like, people, no. It's very sad how that shit happened, man. It kind of makes you think, like, people say we got to take the good with the bad when it comes to social media because of how ingrained it is in society now, but I just think more needs to change.
Yeah.
More needs to be done.
Like, the witch hunt is insane.
When it's
like, it still is now, I guess.
When it's about profit, it becomes not about actually connecting with your friends and togetherness. That's what divides us. Mm-hmm. Social media, it's one of the great ironies of existence, of life nowadays, really, is that, or modern day living, I should say, is that social media literally does the exact fucking opposite of what it actually sets out to do.
Yeah.
Would you? And I'm not gonna go off under this story. I might even cut it from the podcast because it's like personal information. But would you believe me if I told you I know somebody who fucked Sarah J?
Oh.
Yeah. That's how I confirm to you that her ass is real. A guy I know actually.
We're not dropping no names. So don't ask.
Paid her for her services.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll end it here. How expensive do you think Sarah J was?
I'd say quadruple digits per hour.
Actually, per hour, yes, probably.
Yeah.
$700 for a half hour.
Well, guys,
this has been the most degenerate episode of the Double D Experience, bar none.
Future parents, any of you who want a child, I don't know why at this point, if you want a child now, stay on top of them, please. For fuck's sake, please.
Yeah, please do not be that parent that just plops your kid in front of an iPad. Like, you're actually what's wrong with the world.
Why haven't parents gotten more shit? I wonder that.
Because it's not...
They should be crucified themselves. I really do think that.
Popular of an issue yet, where like people don't... Not everybody realizes that... Not to sound like I'm a genius. Like, a lot of people do, but like it's not like become like commonplace in society to really think of the harm in social media. Just NBC does a report on it every now and again about some girl who kills herself on Instagram.
Oh yeah, and like parents are obviously going to just take whatever they find off the news.
Parents learn about it when their kid goes through that, and parents' friends of friends learn about that, but the right people don't know yet.
And like the exposure to it isn't what at least I would want it to be, because this is a fucking this is an issue. It's like worse than the coronavirus. It's an epidemic. You gotta get rid of. You gotta fucking like get a. I don't even know if you got like a vaccine for this shit. Like it's just like just take the tablet away from them.
Yeah, it's called grass. It's called grass. Go touch it. He says, talking into the microphone for his online podcast. Yeah. Point is that you got to moderate your time online, and if you have a child, be aware of what they do online.
Like, parental controls exist, but the parents don't fucking use them. Like, I don't even know why they even bothered. Like, they didn't even have those in, because it's like, parents don't even use this shit.
These issues are still relatively new, I mean, they're still relatively new, so not every parent is prepared, and frankly, not everybody's qualified to be a parent, but, nobody has to register to do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, like, I don't want to sound ignorant. I know how ignorant that is, like, to say, like, you have to register to become a parent, but the fact is, not everybody is or should be, and that's the truth right there.
Yeah, honestly.
Anyway, we gotta go. I got places to be. Dennis is hungry. I'm gonna leave you with this.
I'm gonna punch a kid.
I'm gonna leave you with this. Listen to I sent it to you, Dennis. Listen to "Busted in Blue" by Gorillaz.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorites. Probably one among my top 5, definitely top 10 at least. Gorillaz songs. It's got hidden meanings, man. I mean, it's got like hidden meanings in it, but like the deep nature of that song, or like the deep message of that song, is that it's about the internet and social media and like how it corrupts and shit like that. And it sings about like the echo chambers and stuff like that, and very, very droning, like sad but like important song to listen to. Like it's definitely among my favorite Gorillaz songs. It touched me, and I've meditated to it before, so I recommend you do the same if these kinds of issues bother you as well, because social media has done good, but this episode already helped solidify my belief that I think it's done way more bad, in my opinion, and there's just more that needs to be done to, fix it.
Stifle this cringe.
Sorry, but I think TikTok is a fucking plague. I'm sorry, I do, and I don't know what else you want me to say about it. It's fun.
Also,
it's crazy how
malls.
like a saying like "do it for the vine" was way less toxic than the shit that kids are being.
It was actually
on
funny
TikTok.
back then. That's the thing.
Yeah, not to mention that people get like businesses on TikTok as well. Like the pink sauce lady got her sauce in Walmart after all that shit happened. We could go on forever.
Yeah.
All right. Point is, I wanted to talk about the Mario shit too, to show you all I'm not some fucking right wing like asshole with a podcast. Like a lot of women think every white dude with a podcast is now. No, there's just shit that pisses me off, and shit in society that should change, and shit that me and Dennis love to laugh at, and that's all it is. We gotta go though. I actually have somewhere I need to be in like a half hour.
Here's our plugs, guys. Bam, right there. You can go and check us out on Instagram. I'm gonna start posting a little more memes on there. You can check us out on all the little platforms that you but you listen your podcasts on: Spotify, Google, Apple, all them good shits. And no Facebook as always, because as much as we even love to at least say the first years of Facebook were great, fuck Facebook. And Twitter, even though we hate Twitter. I think eventually at one point we're just gonna say we don't got no Twitter no more. Sorry guys.
Well, I mean, we are gonna say that one day because Twitter is gonna be
I know.
gone in a
Like
couple
it's
of
coming.
years.
The day's coming.
The day's coming.
I'm gonna drink to that.
Yeah,
I
hate Twitter on a cosmic scale. Let's go with that. We love you all. This is a fucking. I got some work to do in the editing booth for this one. Jesus Christ, fuck you, Dennis. Oh God. I literally got a second interview for that job, man. You know what I have to do.
I know. Do what you gotta do.
Thank
Just
you.
know that shit came from the heart. It really did.
How long have we known each other? Come on, of course I know it came from the heart.
I know. Just say.
All right.
Don't want y'all to misunderstand either. Like, I really hate fucking kids now. I hate kids. Fuck them.
I hate people, and I hate people who fuck kids.
That too, obviously, goes on.
Bye. We love you.
Fucking hate kids, man.
We'll see you in your dreams.
Fuck them kids, bro. Keep that one in, please.